Hey everyone, it's Darby from Blue Television Games, back with some more Mario Multiverse, and a lot of you guys have been asking me to do some sort of level creation, so that's exactly what we're going to do today. I'm still pretty new to making levels in Mario Multiverse, so I'm going to try something pretty simple and just try to get familiar with the creation process. So I'm not going to try to do anything overly spectacular here, but this should be a lot of fun. So my idea is to recreate the first sections of Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm not going to make them absolutely perfect, but close enough to where you kind of recognize the stages. Once we get that done, as we go, we're going to remix them a little bit to make them a little bit more challenging. This is also going to be a time-lapse that I've pre-recorded. I'm going to do this commentary over the time-lapse, that way we can get through the creation process a little quicker. It took me about 2 hours to make this level. Alright, so here we go with our first test. Now one thing I learned after making a level that I didn't consider while making it is that in create mode, when you test it, you see a lot more of the level at once. When you play this in the actual game, it's going to be a lot more zoomed in, and you're not going to see as much of the level as you go. There's a couple parts I made that I think were a little bit too tricky when the screen's a little bit more limited, but you know, it's a learning experience. Alright, right around where the hidden 1-up is where we're going to end Super Mario Bros. 1 style, and we're going to go through a pipe, and then we'll enter Super Mario Bros. 2 style. Alright, so if we drag Mario into a pipe, we can then create a new substage. And you can create multiple substages, unlike Mario Maker, so we can have a lot more than just 2 sub-areas. Here we are recreating the beginning of Super Mario Bros. 2 with a little bit of changes here and there. We don't have quite everything we need to accurately recreate everything, but we'll do as close as we can. Also, the game does have water tiles, but it works a little bit confusing, especially between semi-solid, so I kind of had to be a little creative in this section. One really cool thing I like about Mario Multiverse is we can place platforms like so, and with settings you can make them scroll from the top of the screen into the bottom of the screen, and it'll just do that over and over again. That's definitely a feature missing from Super Mario Maker, so I'm glad to see it in Mario Multiverse. Now to make this a little bit more challenging, we're going to go ahead and make these platforms just a little bit smaller. Alright, back in the first area, we're going to go ahead and do some remixing. Try to make this a little bit more difficult, add some piranha plants, maybe switch up some of the enemies so it's not just regular Goombas. Make a giant Paragoomba here, and let's see, we'll put the 1-up in there so we don't forget. Now we can test out what we have so far. This section here is a good example of why you have to kind of think about the fact that you won't see quite as much of the screen. Some of those jumps are a little difficult when you can't see as far into the level. Now when you have the costume, you can't pick up enemies and items, but when you don't have the costume, you can. So each section has a costume, so if you lose the costume, you gain the ability to pick stuff up, but if you have the costume, you have the option to get hit, so there's a nice little balance there, I thought. So we're going to go a little bit farther here, and we're going to create a boss fight. Sadly, Birdo's not here, but we can use Bowser Jr. One thing I noticed playing Mario Multiverse is that it takes 5 hits to take out Bowser Jr. So let's redo this area, just try to make it look a little bit more interesting and not so dull. So we're going to try to make it look like lava bubbles are coming out of the pipes, and then down below there's a pool of lava. Once we've hit Bowser Jr. 5 times, we get the key, and we can exit out. And now when Mario goes into this pipe, we're going to head to the Super Mario Bros. 3 section. So I really like that in this game you can switch game styles as you go. So on one level here, we're going to have 3 different game styles. Now we're going to recreate the first level in Super Mario Bros. 3. We're going to use the frog costume this time, which I thought was appropriate, and we're just going to create this somewhat close to the original level. It doesn't have to be perfect, just enough to where people recognize it. And since the propeller suit is usable here, I thought it'd be really cool to have a section where you could get the propeller suit and fly across and collect a bunch of coins, but if for some reason you didn't get the suit, I wanted to make sure it was still possible to beat the level. And then as you can see here, if you have the propeller suit, this section is super easy. Alright, so the next section, we're going to keep it Mario 3, but we're going to go into a castle style. Now my original idea was to recreate the boss fight from Super Mario Bros. 3 here, but I wasn't thinking about the fact that Bowser's just going to act like he does in Super Mario Bros. 1. So sadly, he's never going to bust through these bricks, so instead we're going to do a Boom Boom fight. Originally here, I was going to have Boom Boom drop a Mega Mushroom so we turned into Mega Mario, but you can't put a Mega Mushroom on an enemy, so instead we're going with a key to a door, which gives us the Mega Mushroom. I thought this was fun because it's just really a good time crushing all the bricks as Mega Mario. However, I ran into a lot of issues with the Mega Mario part, so we ended up scrapping all of the stuff that I'm doing right now. My next idea was to have pipes and stuff that Mega Mario could crush through. I was trying to slow him down so when you get through the next pipe, you'd be regular sized Mario again, which I ended up making Super Mario World style. But I thought it'd be a nice little touch to add Super Mario World to the end of the level. I also had a wind effect here just because I wanted to try it out, which I ended up deleting, but it's really cool that you have the option to add wind. Back at the Boom Boom fight, I added a giant grinder, which is another new feature. And as you can see there, you get to the end of the level with Mega Mario, so I thought I'd add pink coins, but this gave me another issue. I collected all 120 pink coins, but for some reason it thought I had 121 pink coins. I think this was just a glitch in the beta. So I ended up deleting all of that. Sadly, it still thinks there's a pink coin somewhere. I couldn't find one anywhere, and I instead made this little section where you get to use the blue shell, bounce around, and collect some coins as a little reward for getting through the level. Then we exit out to the Super Mario World part. Once again, we still got the wind, which I'm pretty sure I delete in the final version of the level. Let's go ahead and check it out now. You have to beat your level before it's playable by everyone. Alright, so here we go, Mario's Flashback Nightmare. So as you can see here, the screen is a lot more zoomed in. You can't see as much. And I didn't realize that at first, but this jump right here is definitely a little bit weirder. If you don't get the screen to scroll over far enough, it's just kind of hard to tell where you're going. On top of that, I got a little carried away with enemies right here, and it's borderline enemy spam, so I don't love this first section. Really, once you get past this, the rest of the stage to me is pretty much a cakewalk. Alright, so here we go. We're in the Super Mario Bros. 2 section of the level. These are actually Galoombas and not Goombas here. That's why they turn over like that, so you could pick them up if you were hit. Which will make a really nice weapon to take out the Fire Bro up there. So we're going to go over here and take a forced hit. We get a POW block, take out the Fire Bro. We can sneak up here and grab the Shy Guy costume. Now it's more appropriate for Super Mario Bros. 2. Look out for the Chain Chomp, which I love putting there because the little post he's on matches the other two posts. Alright, we lost our power up, but we took out the Boomerang Bro. There's a little blooper here just to be annoying. The cool thing is, now that we don't have the costume, we can take the POW block with us. If you carry the POW block past this checkpoint here and you don't collect the costume, you can take out Bowser Jr. with one hit. So if you try out this level and you don't want to deal with Bowser Jr., that's a nice little trick to get past the boss fight easy. Another checkpoint. Another cool thing about this game is you can add multiple checkpoints, not just 2. There we get our frog suit. Hop over here. If you have the suit, you can't pick up the shell, so you gotta be careful that when you jump on this Koopa Troopa, you don't kick it the wrong way. Now we get the Propeller Suit. And if you haven't played Mario Multiverse yet, the Propeller Suit is really fun. He's really got some solid controls with the Propeller Suit. It's really fun to fly up into the air, and then if you hold down, you'll kind of do your little drill, twirl downwards. It's just a really, really fun suit to use. Doesn't make a ton of sense for Super Mario Bros. 3. I was just having fun with some of the different items. Alright, now we have a really, really easy Boom Boom fight. The conveyor belt kind of makes him fly at you kind of fast. I don't see a huge difference in his speed when he comes at you from the other side of the conveyor belt, but it does feel like he goes a little quicker when he's heading to the left. Once you hit Boom Boom 3 times, unlike Bowser Jr., you don't have to hit him 5 times, you get a key. We can enter this door, and we've pretty much taken out all the difficult sections of the level, which this level isn't too hard. Average players are going to get through this level really easily. This part I should have made one less or added some conveyor belts because the show gets going so slow here. It's kind of annoying. I wish I would have fixed it. I was kind of limited on how much time I had to make this level, and it did take me almost 2 hours to make this. Alright, here we are, and I did take out the wind effect here. I just didn't think it was much needed. The Chain Chomp there was taking a place of like a Charge and Chuck or something at the end of the level. I don't love it, but I thought for the first level I ever created, it was a lot of fun to make, and it's decent to play through. Let me know what you think of the level in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you around.